Mike. And sometimes I'ma have this the other way in portrait mode because I like that mode. But for right now, with this sports bra on, I guess this fits, you know, this fits what the fuck going on. Uh, do that. I do need. What do I need? What do I need? Jeez, I can't win. Anyways, hey y'all. Let me see. Ooh, that shit pumping. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. One thing that I do need to do. I want y'all, if y'all haven't already, I want y'all to send in some questions, some anonymous questions that I can answer for y'all. But today I will be doing a rundown on the answers, the questions that I got in the last few days pertaining to, I gave a lot of great advice and I appreciate y'all for keeping it PG, you know what I'm saying? Not being thirsty and what have you, because it wouldn't have got answered anyway, you know? Um, and I feel like in order for my generation to change and stop doing what it is they doing, we gonna have to speak on it. Because honestly, ain't nobody in this generation gonna have a successful marriage. I don't see it. I see a whole bunch of deceit. I see a whole bunch of not even high school mess or college mess. I see a whole bunch of elementary BS going on. And the way I feel is a lot of people is going to end up old and bitter about a lot of things. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want to be one of those people. Like, I've run into too many of those people to become one of those. So while I do my necessary promo, I just wanted to tap in with y'all today because more and more things have been coming up like people saying you shouldn't have kids before marriage. And honestly, like a few years ago or maybe even last year, I would have said, well, that's unrealistic to the times that we in and what have you. But that's the way it's supposed to go. Like, and I can't feel hit because that's not how my life went. I can't feel like it's an attack on me, and say, well, that's just the times that we in, when it shouldn't be. We shouldn't be laying down, seeing the stars together and doing all those things if we not properly locked in. That's how I feel. Sex before marriage or kids before marriage. It's levels to it. You could just not touch each other at all. And to me, that's kind of awkward to, like, not have any involvement in. You listen. Before I talk myself in a circle, it's levels to it, I guess. And I think that coincides with religion too, which I've never really been a religious person, but I am very spiritual. You feel what I'm saying? I believe things happen for a reason. Everything that you go through, whether it's good or bad, is a lesson. You don't necessarily gotta even take it as a loss, cause if you ain't lose none of your money, if you ain't lose your life, yeah, money ain't shit. If you ain't lose your life, you winning. You won. You know. People be saying, "Oh, I had to take that L." I ain't. Yeah, a lesson. It ain't no loss. As long as you don't lose yourself, shit, you won. But I'm going through the question. If this motherfucker stop doing that, I'm going through the questions right now. Where the fuck is the... And if y'all have any questions on here, you know what I'm saying, as you jump on and, you know, go about your day, you can definitely do that. I don't know what I'm looking for. What the fuck am I looking for? Oh, here you go. My bad. Why is it turned like that? Hold on. This is really confusing. This one. So yeah, let me see some, cause my profile is showing something weird. Anyways, these daggone iPhones is just horrendous. I think about switching back to an Android all the time, like legit. God damn it. I mean, let me stop. Oh, I found it. No, ma'am. Delete. All right. All right, we good now. So if you haven't seen the video of me talking about the man with the 7 kids, all by different women, please go check that out. It's my most recent video. It's pinned on my profile. I definitely want y'all to sound off about that one, because I can't tell if it's a blessing for the kids or not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say you need your father around, but with his type of energy, Lord knows how them children will grow up. They'll grow up hating their moms, and their moms been there for them, you know, from the start, versus him just popping up with hate. So that's how I feel about that. Love, let's see. I was not prepared for this one. I apologize. Okay, we can hit on friendship for a second. Okay. So somebody asked me some advice on what to do if or when a friendship is falling apart. Now, if it's just one person that you falling out with, and depending on what it's about, that could be worked out, but some people, they not really supposed to be friends anyway. So when I was growing up and I would fall out with somebody, which wouldn't really happen often, I kind of knew early on that they just wasn't for me, and we was falling out for a reason. Um, but all it takes is one conversation. All it takes is one conversation with the person that you either trying to reconcile with or trying to, part ways with. It could be positive either way. Um, but if a friendship is falling apart, you gotta know or figure out if it's worth it for you. Is it worth it for you to repair this or not? And if not, you just gotta deal with, I wouldn't say it's a repercussion, but just deal with what comes with that. Like, say y'all in the same school, y'all cool at first and then y'all fall out. Well, the repercussion of what comes behind that is you gonna have to still see this motherfucker. Now, don't be fake. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you see them, you just see them. But it do get a little awkward. I done had to do it a few times. And to be honest, I just be looking through people. So it was awkward, but not nothing that you can't handle. Some people don't be wanting to put themselves in those type of situations to beef with somebody or for it to be tension. If they feel that way, it's cool. That's not my feeling. You feel what I'm saying? That's not my feeling. So you either gotta figure out if it's worth it or not, and just move accordingly. And you gotta stand on that too, cause 9 times out of 10, if you stand on it, you're not gonna be the one squirming and trying to get back cool with somebody that you really don't even want to be cool with. Like most of the time when I was cool with somebody, I wouldn't even say friends, but we could say friends. When I was friends with somebody, it was like because of a association with another person. Like I'm hanging with this one girl and she ends up being cool with 2, 3 other people and then I'm cool with them. But it was never, I'm just not the type to like, I can't even, I'm not the type to even like, I've never wanted friends for real. I never really cared. But some people do. Some people do care. Some people do care about having friends. I ain't never really gave a fuck. Another question is, who would I like to spend more time with? And I wouldn't say nobody specific. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say no names. I do want to spend more time with folks that want to spend time with me. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like when y'all come together, it's like cousins. Hey, how you doing? It's like cousins linking up all over again type shit. Like I want to link up with people like that are happy to see me and I'm happy to see them. They don't annoy me, I don't annoy them. I want to spend more time with people like that, but I want to spend more time by myself too, like solo dates and just treating myself to like nails or lunch or something like that, and just either just sit there and write while I'm eating or take notes or just some me time. Just some me time. Y'all gotta start engaging in here. What's going on? Don't tell me Friday not the day. I gotta come here on Monday. Oh, I did want to say this. Shout out to the subscriber that spotted me on the X2 right here in DC. Woo! All right, let me stop. Let me stop. Before I really get geeked. But why is it still going? That's something that really like shocked me. It made me feel good. It validated what I do this for. You know what I mean? Like it was like dope. And it was in passing. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was getting off the bus and he like, gestured my way. I looked at him and he was like, "Oh, aren't you such and such from YouTube?" Yes. Yes, that is me. But yeah, that was a really good feeling. I had to tell y'all that. I was pressed to tell y'all that. Somebody somebody said, "What are you in the mood for at the moment?" And instantly, I was thinking about food, right? But I wish he was talking about the ATM, cause he said ATM, like, and that's at the moment. But I'm in the mood for the ATM. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in the mood for that. I don't know if that was supposed to be like a innuendo of some kind, but I'm in the mood for money. Point me to the local to the nearest ATM. Oh, this is a good one. So somebody had asked me, in your opinion, what's the bad side of love? And to me, thank you. Woo! Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Let me go to the name. I hope I can pronounce it because I'm so bad at names. Oh, it won't let me press it. Hold on. Thank you so much, Carlito Reviews. Thank you so much. And I will keep going. I will. You just put a battery in my back. Okay, where was I at? The bad side, the bad side. So, I've seen this a lot, right? And I've been through it myself. And it's almost like when you're in it, you're in a delusional state of being kind of like Krishan, okay? It's like, but not, to that level with the missing tooth and everything like that and faking a pregnancy. Uh, Coming from a woman that was pregnant, that's not how it starts out. That's not how the stomach gives or anything. But I digress on that. I feel that she's not pregnant. Do you know how many hood girls that I've known to lie about something like that? A lot. A lot. But again, I digress. The bad side of love is when it's not mutual on both ends. Like a person can want you, but if you literally yearn for them, like you have anxiety when you don't see them, they're all you think about and things like that, that means that it's really not mutual to me. And I mean, you need to tone it down. Like you got to reevaluate and take a few steps back. I think that as women, we get the smallest gestures confused for like the most biggest things that a guy can do. And not to say you got to go so big or go the fuck home, but that's like the delusion. You know what I'm saying? You get a little kiss on the cheek. Oh, he loved me so much. No, bitch, it's PDA. You feel what I'm saying? It's just PDA. It's a thing to do right now. It's not he you know what I mean? You would jump in front of the gun and spare yourself, but would he do the same? Um, you would defend him to the masses, and then if something happened with your name wrapped up in it, he throw you in the damn tank with the piranhas. It happens to the best of us, right? But certain situations will show you that it's not mutual. And if you are in a delusional state of being, you're not going to catch it until it's over. You're not going to catch it. And to sum that up, it's like loving somebody who doesn't know how to love you back the same way or even more, you know? Giving your all to somebody who just doesn't have the keys. Doesn't have the motherfucking keys to give you the same. To unlock the damn door, so to speak. Okay, so we didn't talk about that. Bad mental health day. Now, I want to tell y'all, okay, because all of us have bad days, right? And some days are worse than the bad day. Some days are even worse. On a bad mental health day, I feel like social media is the root of that. So if you take social media out and throw in shit that you used to do to decompress, a stress ball, journal writing, like I actually stopped coming on and recording stuff when shit hit the fan because it didn't help me. It actually, I mean, it helped me express how I was feeling, but it didn't help me work through it. You know, y'all comments definitely, you know, the feedback and stuff like that definitely did help. But I think that it ended up exhausting me more, right? Because I didn't have the solution yet. I didn't have a way to deal with it yet. I was just talking about it. And venting is a way to deal with it. Being honest is a way to deal with it. But at the same time, I feel like now you have to get through it to talk about it. I stopped talking about my health so much because I really wanted to get it in line. You know, I could watch 1,000,001 videos about people that, or from people that are going through the same things. But if I don't take the necessary steps, then I'm going to keep having health problems and keep having health problems. And since the last time that I was hospitalized, I haven't been hospitalized again. I've gained weight. Y'all seen that in the cleaning motivation joint, you know? And that was what that was. Like, somebody had DM'd me, my good friend had DM'd me and was like, you know, I hope you got the attention of who you was, you know, looking to give it to. And it wasn't really about that. You know, it wasn't about getting somebody's attention. It was showing my progress all around. Not only am I, you know, doing content now, and I want to do outfit things and, you know, fun things where my full body may be in the video, but people have never known that I've struggled with, it's not so much as my weight, it's my image. I've struggled with that for decades now. And I feel like now I'm at a point where I am getting comfortable with myself, and it's an image that I like to see all the way around, you know. Getting my weight up seemed like the hardest thing to do. I had to be like 115 at the most. And it just didn't look healthy. It didn't look healthy, you know. And I just, like, some people, they would show you that. And they would, you know, come out about their insecurities as it's happening. I don't operate that way, you know? So I showed that off just to show off what I gained. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I never get it confused or get myself confused as some hot girl, this, that, and the fourth. Because it's certain characteristics that follow that are not even in my mind frame. And a lot of hot girls drink hot liquor too. And I'm not on that. I'm a wine drinker, a wine connoisseur. I like wine. I done had too many, well, not too many situations, but it's almost like when you start drinking at a younger age, it get kind of played out to be that drunk, you know? It get hella played out to be that drunk, especially if you outside. Then shit come into play like you getting asked by the police how old is you, cause you underage drinking and you look a mess. Like the last time that I got blacked out drunk was way before I had my child, and it was some square ass hotel party that me and my sisters had went to. So it was so boring. It was so boring. I don't know what the music was about or nothing. So as bored as I was overcompensating with drinking, you know. And by the time we got put out of there by the police, um, by the time we got put out of there, I literally blacked out. And it was like the worst. I ended up fighting family. It was just a mess. So I never did that again. Never. And let me ask y'all this. If y'all didn't, oh, if y'all done went to a few hotel parties, right? Let me ask y'all this. Why is it? No, I'm going to tell you. No, I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to tell you. Why is it that with our hotel parties, we always getting kicked out of it? I'm going to tell you why. I feel like black people are the worst to have a hotel party because why are y'all lingering in the hallway? The people already see the traffic that's coming in and things to that, nature. Why y'all hanging in the lobby? Why y'all lingering in the hallways of not even by the actual hotel room that you at or supposed to be at or partying at? I didn't understand that worth a damn. I didn't understand. I was like, I know why we getting kicked out right now, but is this how all the hotel parties be? Like, what's up with y'all lingering? And I was like, okay, I'm done with the hotel party. So that was the first and the last hotel party that Bianca went to. I broke my phone that night. It was a mess. It was a mess. But I think that, I'm glad that I got it out my system because people start to want to drink a lot now. And we getting too old for that. Like, I know y'all seen Young and May. I know y'all seen My Prayers Go Tour. This won't be no gossip or nothing like that, right? Because I'm not that type of person. Especially when it's health-wise. And, of course, it's something that she could have avoided. But it's something we all could avoid. But I'm not going to kick her while she down or while she getting herself together. It was definitely very shocking, to say the least, to see, her eyes being so yellow. Her hair is quite thin, and I think that it attributes to liver failure or something along those lines, which is very serious, you know. It's fucked up because I caught a few blogs and I don't know what they did to the video in editing, but they definitely made her eyes seem more yellow than it actually was. They were like visibly yellow, but some blogs made them like so yellow, like it was like I can see that you edited that, you know. And anytime people are thinking about views, clicks, comments, engagement when talking about somebody's health, that's the problem now. That's exactly why Chadwick didn't come out and say that he had cancer. That's exactly why. That's why a lot of people now, like Virgil, are keeping their illnesses to themselves because people just start to speculate and talk without even showing no love. No love. You just thinking about what you can gain from somebody else being sick. I'm so glad that I don't have a blog. I'm not working on a blog. I don't care about having a blog ever. I never liked Instagram like that, y'all. I don't know if y'all know, but Instagram has a feature now where you can schedule your content. So if y'all see me posting on it regularly, it's because it's scheduled. I do not like Instagram like that. I do not. Instagram is so fake to me. But yeah, I'm definitely praying for Young M.A. She is, in my opinion, one of the top female rappers, you know, that's not talking about all this sex and things to that nature. It's a whole vibe, you know what I mean? I think that social media can attribute to her drinking too, because when somebody is a stud, it's certain things or certain lines that you can't cross, and everybody know that. But it seemed like now guys are still like flirting with studs and wanting to, you know, publicly try to slide in their DMs or whatever. And it's like, come on. Like, y'all calling her sexy and all that. She's always been beautiful. I see that through, you know, what's on the outside. But I think that a lot of it made her feel uncomfortable. A lot of it made her feel like she had to be rougher as a dude, you know. I started to see that her overall look just, it started to get more and more and more masculine with the dreads and this, that, and the fourth. And I'm just like, I mean, you don't gotta do that. I like that your hair out. Like, I wouldn't even, I think I blame Kodak. I blame Kodak for that. I really do. I blame Kodak for trying to come on to Young M.A. so many times and having people laughing. But yeah, I'm praying for her. And I wish people realize, like, getting clout and getting all this fame on the internet, most of the time it does more bad than good. And if it's mainly on Instagram, like, people are delusional. People are so delusional on Instagram. Say you got 100K followers. You know, it's cool to celebrate that. That is a lot of people, but at the same time, do that come with 100K in funds? No. Most people that got 100K on Instagram don't even got $100 or 100 nickels to rub together. I see that a lot. And this is excluding people that pay for their followers and stuff like that. No, don't get me wrong. It can be monetized correctly. I done got like $60, $70 off Instagram recently. I done got paid off reels. But I'm just saying, like, it's not going to equal the same. It's never going to equal the same, because a lot of the people that got those millions and millions of views and followers, either they had to do something stupid, get caught up in somebody else's shit, or I could keep going on and on. It just don't, it's not worth it to me. I don't feel like they have money. If you're not rich, or you're not like a person that's like known, it's no way that shit is equaling out to the same thing, because it don't equal out over here. And Instagram just started doing it. Facebook been paying people, and Twitter, and I guess, but them people do porn, and like it's a lot of facades. Thank you so much for the donation. Let me read it. Yes, sell products, affiliate partnerships. Yes, you are correct. Most IG models do not have much money. Yeah, they don't. Most IG models, I mean, it's a lot of people that are in different demographics, I guess, other than being IG models, that don't have money either. They just don't. Like, I don't know if y'all know that girl Meatball, and she from Philly. I seen that she had a whole falling out with her mother, and I can relate to that, right? But she didn't have nowhere to go, and she kept saying that she wanted an apartment. She was looking for an apartment with 2 bedrooms in it, and I'm like, well, you don't have a job. Like, people can do promo on Instagram, but I'm not that type of person that's going to think that promoting other people's products, like small businesses, it could be anything, is going to help me afford an apartment or keep a apartment. It's like, with people like Meatball who don't have kids, you should have a job. 100K on Instagram is nothing. It's nothing. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And you can get on there and be funny and all that shit, but your home life is fucked up. And I can relate to that. But it don't make sense to just be online when you could be applying yourself other ways to get where you need to be. I think that Instagram holds a lot of people back. They feel like they really winning in life. And I get it. We in our early 20s and things like that. Some of us are mid 20s, what have you. But we all need to start figuring out a plan. Because doing promotions for $5, yeah, it's going to add up. But that could be snack money. I'm trying to do the big boy shit. So that, because that's a real job. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people think that Instagram is like a 9 to 5, and it's not. Instagram is not a 9 to 5. You could clock in to a 9 to 5, and then after you're done around 6, you can get on Instagram. Like, you gotta think. It's the same goes with that dude Shamar, that has like the hip situation going on. I don't know if y'all have seen him online or whatever, but a lot of people make him the bid, and he stay in Atlanta. I think he's from Atlanta. He rather, beg for cash apps and all that, rather than getting a real job. And he stay on Instagram more than he even go to get his little check that he get every month. I'm like, you gonna fumble the SSI check for Instagram that don't pay? You just waiting on people to feel bad for you. And like, a lot of times people, they feed off of sympathy. They live off of getting sympathy from others. Feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. I ain't got nowhere to go. I might as well do this to myself and that to myself. And you want people to say, oh, no, don't do this. Here's $5. But you supposed to be better than the bums that's on the street. No, no, no. No, no, no. Because to me, it's not no difference between a lot of people and the bums that's on the street. Yes, exactly. It can supplement what you're already doing. Like it can be icing on top of the cake. But it's not gonna be the cake, the icing, the decorations, the like it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that. And it's not gonna be that with YouTube either. I think about YouTube in a whole, different light than a lot of people because they rather just complain about not having and not having and not having and not having instead of applying themselves more. Am I going to be more tired? Yeah. Being a single mom, having a job, doing YouTube, yeah. But will it be worth it? Oh, yeah. It's going to be worth it. And that's all I think about. Like to be honest with you, I sleep when I'm dead. For real, for real. As long as I get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, I'm good for right now. I'm doing a lot better on that though. It's been like 7, 8 hours. It's been like 7, 8 hours. I think at my most stressful time, it might have been like 3 hours or something like that. Um, but again, you can't confuse like don't get it fucked up. Like with grind time, you do have to take a break with that sometimes. You got to give your mental a break. You got to give social media a break. You got to give your anxiety a fucking break. Thank you. Thank you, Norman. It's good to see you here. And you really do have to rest. Like, you really do. Social media will make you feel like either you're not doing enough or you're doing too much or you being too much of this way or that way. When it's like, man, I could give a fuck. Whatever. Let me see. I'm actually making good time. I thought, cause I did say 1:30 that I was gonna come over here on 1:30. I'm gonna just come over here 1:30 on Monday, I think. Do y'all want a video this weekend? Because I have one. I have another one that needs to be dropped. Um. Come on, nigga. Okay, so I feel like one of the last questions I'm going to answer is this. Um, when were you? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just don't. I never did. It always got me in trouble because people just knew by my face that I didn't give a fuck. I even fell out with my favorite teacher because I ain't give a fuck. And I was so mad at myself, but I could not be fake about it. Like I gave a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? I couldn't, and he hated it. He hated it. I'm telling you, it was my most favorite teacher in the whole world. And I just did not feel like being fake in that moment. I tell my daughter, like, be fake. You know what I'm saying? So you can avoid getting in trouble. Like, if you see everybody else crying about the situation, like, cry about the situation too. I swear to God, cry about the situation too so that he can think you give a fuck. Everybody else was crying. I was just sitting there like, I don't care. People nose bled for real. In real life, this is fake. But nah, I could never be a teacher's pet either. To many people, it might have seemed as though I knew who was the teacher's pet, but it might have seemed as though I was one of the teacher's pets because I was smart. And like, don't you know how? Okay, let me tell you about me. So I was quiet, very quiet, very, very quiet, right? But if I knew the answer, I'm finna say that shit. And most of the time, it was just back to back. You go up to the board, you get the thing right. So he sat me in the front of the class, as I was going along. Man, when that situation happened, and they was all crying and shit, and he looked at me and I wasn't crying. I did not feel nothing. Like, genuinely, I didn't feel it. He sat me all the way in the back of the class. All the way in the back. And the way that he was, that's why he was my guy. He knew how to throw shots every single class. Every day. And I love him to this day. Like, that was my man. That was my man. Like, for real. That was my man. And I think for the rest of the school year, I was in the back of the class. Which, you actually right about that. Again, I do blame myself for not being so social or having the right connections with certain teachers. Like, I was the type that would literally go to school and come home. No attachment to nobody for real. I like, say we get out at 3:15, I'm home by 3:25. And yeah, my house was down the street, but still, it's like you still gotta wait for the bus. I'm already hitting the door. Like, I'm already hitting the door at like 3:12. Like, I was out of there. So it's like I just closed myself off too much to the point where I wasn't cool with the counselor or, you know, many teachers like this. So I feel like scholarships and opportunities like that, they just pass me by. And I swear, like, I was one of the that's a huge regret of mine because I wasn't thinking about scholarships. Like, to be honest, I was thinking about how my family and myself would be able to afford this. You know what I mean? I don't know why I was thinking like that. And I knew that college wasn't in my cards because I didn't go through the routes to have scholarships. I got discouraged, for lack of a better word. I got discouraged. I realized that many people around me didn't even know the process. I didn't have family to be co-signers or what have you. So it was a depressing time for me. And it's something that I regret because I feel like, you know, I could have been on a whole different path if I would have went to college. Put it like that. I don't think that I would have had a child. I don't think that I would be at this point at 26. Yeah, I wasn't around any sketchy type of people in my high school days. No people that smoke weed. No people that came to school high. Um, nah. I didn't want to. Like, I went to Baloo. I went to one of the toughest schools there is. So my exterior was real hard. I mean, real hard. So, um, I did wanna say this one. Uh, there was a question that says, when you were seriously in love for the first time, who was it? Now, I felt like, oh, big ups to Jamaica. Wow. I swear, y'all, like, I want to go over there and spend time with the kids. But I feel like me, I am not going to want to leave them children. I think about that all the time. Like, going to Jamaica or going to Europe or something like that. Like, I don't want to leave the kids. It's a lot like breeding dogs. I want to breed dogs when I get a little bit older. But am I going to want to give the puppies away? And yeah, you get money for it, but it's just like my attachment be real. I am a protector. I am a provider. And I can't leave the kids. I'm going to want to build a school or something and teach. I just want to be there for the children. I mean, those children are so resilient, like, and beautiful. Oh my goodness. Ever since I was real small and I would come by pictures or videos, I would just be like, wow. Like, everything about them is just gorgeous. And I wonder if they know that versus, how they view us. But, okay, when you were seriously in love for the first time, who was it? Now, with this one, I feel like they wanted me to say the name. And I can't say the name. People be wrapped up in, you know what I'm saying? People in situations and stuff like that. And it's the past. What I will say is, it was in elementary school, y'all. Okay? And I don't know if I believe in love at first sight. But it was just a good feeling that I got from this young man's face. And, I started to get to know him. We became friends. And his character was good too. So, he had brothers and me having sisters. It was 3 and 3. So all of us was friends. We was all around the same age. We would go over their house, and we was cool with their mother, cool with their father. Like, I feel like it was a in love thing for me, and it wasn't because of anything like romantic or some kiss or something like that. We was kids. It was very innocent. It was simple. Like, he made me feel regular. Like, so many people made me feel like I was odd because my hair was straight. I had a perm. They thought I was trying to be white. Or I talked different. So they thinking I'm trying to be better than them. Like, it was a lot of nitpicking when it came to me. And when we got cool with each other, it was none of that. Like, to this day, we cool. We good friends. I still view them as family. I view all of them as family. And I feel like that's the way it's supposed to be, Wish them the best and all that. We had a slight dealing with each other when we was like 10 or 11. But come on now. Like, that's, I feel like we was more of good friends, great friends than anything else. But I was in love, It was something that I didn't feel again, Type shit. So that's what I will say. how I was gonna answer this was I was gonna say my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing her face for the first time and like after months of thinking about how she was gonna look and if she was gonna look like me or the you know what I'm saying? Like I was stressing about that. I was stressing about that. Um I could say her. You know, that's one time, that's one moment in time where like it was like love at first sight, seriously in love. I just met you and I would do anything for you type of shit. And I feel like oh, I was about to say his name. I feel like the young man, like he's one person I always been confident about that would never tarnish my name behind my back. So many people, even in the slightest way, if you supposed to be cool with me and some shit get back to me that you said, you don't view me the same way that I view you. So with him, it has always been mutual. And I fuck with that. I fuck with that. As of right now, I would say he just like one of my greatest friends. And I only got like 2 or 3, to be honest with you. Maybe two. 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 Somebody did ask me, hold on. Thoughts on people getting engaged around my age, 26. I'm here for it. If it's real love, you know, I'm here for it. This happens a lot in other races with people, you know, that are different races. This happens a lot. I think that with us, it takes a while, or it takes, you know, a second marriage or a third marriage. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It gotta be true love. Cause you never want to feel like after a certain amount of years that you wasted your time. You gotta really make sure. Yeah. I would say so too, but knowing my generation, it ain't nobody that I would pick by 25. Hey, Kay. Oh my goodness, I love that 2 piece that you just created, girl. I'ma have to send you some coin. I'm gonna have to send you some coin. Listen, that look good and your body was banging. Let me just say that. I was like, oh, she did that? Hold on now. I'm gonna need me one of those for this spring. You feel me? Yeah, and it's a lot of murder suicides going on, right? Between married people. Of course, keep doing your thing, please. Like you are doing the damn thing. I do agree. You know, you can put your child at a certain disadvantage, you know, based on how the situation feel. You feel what I'm saying? How your situation developed, right? Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I had to work on it. I had to do some curls, you know, practice doing curls. I'm actually like a straight hair type of girl, but I like curls. I like body. You know what I'm saying? It just took me to now to realize like I'm a body type of person. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a curl layer type of person. I can't do it with the straight hair all the time because I'm a person that like is detailed, right? If shit ain't straight enough, I might be late leaving out. Cause I'm trying to get this shit bone straight. You know? We ain't got time for all that. And then sometimes it just don't do it. It's just not in the plan. I think that was it. But yeah, I think it's a lot of murder suicides going on because of that simple fact. Like, people might get married at 24, 25, or even younger and have kids. Their kids is growing up. They're teenagers now, you know. And then they wake up one day and realize, like, I wasted my time with you. And they off everybody and then off themselves. So I think that speaks to that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I agree with you, but I have seen and heard a lot of white women saying that they regret their first marriage when they were so young because they went into it thinking about what you're supposed to think about: family, a union, all these things. The marriage locked it in, is sanctified, whatever. They miserable. They was miserable. I done seen more than a handful. So, to each their own. It has to be real love. It has to be real love. And I do get jealous. I ain't even gonna front. Let me see what time it is. I do get jealous seeing, people with their throwback pictures to where they are now, within having a relationship and building it up to being engaged and married. I do get a little salty. You feel what I'm saying? I do get a little salty. But I have also seen a lot of white women come out and say, I was miserable. I was miserable. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. So, I don't know. Some people go into it with the right mind frame. I do agree with you, though. In this generation, and mine specifically, and going on down, a lot of people don't believe in marriage. And they're not going to say it. A man just ain't never going to ask you. You feel what I'm saying? A man ain't never going to ask you that's around my age. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And if he does, if a young black male does, it's to a woman that's of a different race. I see that a lot too. So, yeah, black women do settle for this and that, but it's a lot that goes into it to where it will never be black man and black woman. Never. You know how many I'm saying that's white woman, black woman? I mean, white woman, black man? A lot. On YouTube, on TikTok. And I'm not saying it's disgusting or anything. I'm just saying that I'm seeing that more. And they're getting married. And there is Asian woman and white male, or Asian woman and black male. I mean, it's a lot of mixes. So, yeah, we can say that some black women do settle for toxicity and drama. But some black men do too. And how about the fact that most black men ain't picking us no way? I want to say it as men, because then I'm going to start getting into some whole other shit. And I don't even like to get into the whole racial thing, because I'm not that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not biased towards what you want to do, right? Do what you want to do, because I might end up with whoever I feel like ending up with, But I tell you this, if I don't get married, at least in my 30s, I'm not getting married. I'm not getting married. I don't know. Like, I want to see wedding pictures of me, and I'm young. I'm like this. I'm going to always be a beautiful bride, but I want to be like this. I'm going to be mad that you couldn't find me sooner so you can have me like this. I don't want to see no marriage pictures of me and I'm older. I'm 45 getting married. I don't want to see that. I know my daughter would want to see that, but I don't want to see that. It's going to be time for her to get married. Like, look, I know one thing I'm gonna have to start getting ready so I can go get Bell. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know how I would feel with my daughter choosing people of different race. But with Chinese people, they got a lot of good morals, a lot of good values. How they raise kids is very strict, but they don't know structure. You know what I'm saying? So it's I really honestly don't think it's many viable, successful, family oriented black men. That's just an opinion of mine. Because all of those characteristics don't give most black men of my generation. Viable. They don't know nothing about family. I mean, gangsters, listen, I know that. I know of they mafia and stuff like that too. But that's some of them. If the dude ain't got tattoos, hella tattoos that look like something else, then you good. But they still got morals. A lot more morals than us. They still, like, I want to go to China. They ain't got no violence out there or nothing. No homelessness or nothing. They good. And they smart. Swear to God. Your grandkids be mathematicians and shit. Yeah. Yeah. And as a parent, it's okay to be upset at what your kids choose. Just pray to God that they choosing right. I agree with you. If you is 29 years old and you don't have a lot figured out that you should, then you're not on the right track. Not at all. But yes, hold on. I mean, to be honest, and no offense to Nigerians or anything, but that would have been a worse scenario for her. That would have been worse. That would have been worse. They believe in all the wives and all of that. And I believe it's abuse, but hey, I don't. You ain't heard that from me. And don't get me wrong, I've heard of Chinese men being hands on too, but I haven't. I don't know. I don't know. It depends. I believe there was some racial mixing in mines too, but that was way before my time, way before, my grandma's time or anything. So, yeah, it doesn't bother me though. It don't bother me now. But you do start to see that like mixed people be more confused about who they are. That's what I do see. So, like me knowing that and having children that would be mixed, you got to be prepared for that. Because sometimes I don't even want to like be, because it's not an attack on mixed people or nothing like that. But it's like sometimes I view them as weaker than other people just in how their actions are on display or how they portray themselves. Oh, like now. I mean, I feel like we all just gotta let people live their life. If people are genuinely happy, we all individuals at the end of the day. We just classify as different shit. Just like male and female. And I mean, as long as you're not like being disrespectful towards them, mugging and stuff like that, because nobody deserves that. But you got a right to not like it. You know what I mean? You got a right to have some disdain towards it, for sure. Because there's certain things in life that I'll never like. But I don't want to make nobody feel like shit for their decision. Because I'm going to make some decisions that's going to ruffle some feathers too. I mean, like, my generation can make you very bitter towards dating. I have never been on a real date before. Nobody has asked me, like, in a not horny way. I didn't get asked to prom. I mean, it was just like back to back things that made me just want to throw guys away instantly. Like, I would see people have their little high school sweethearts or elementary sweethearts or grade school sweethearts, and it's like, I mean, I wish that could be a situation for me, but it's just not like that. You know what I mean? And who's to say that I would even want that person? But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna have to start throwing my clothes on so I can go get this child. I will be taking her to the playground today. Prom is overrated now after the pandemic and things like that, but shit, in 2014, somebody should have asked me. Somebody should have asked me. But yes, it's been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I love chopping it up with y'all. I love talking to y'all. I will be back on Monday to kick it with y'all again at 1:30 for real, so we can have even more time. I'm about to take this little girl to the playground. Hopefully it don't rain. I don't think it's gonna rain. But yeah, I will see y'all in my next video. I'm thinking that will be either tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. I'm going to do a poll on my community to kind of tap in with y'all to see where y'all going to be on them days. Or I could drop it on Monday. I don't know. Thank you so much. I will. I appreciate y'all for the encouragement. I appreciate y'all for being here and hearing me out. I don't always have a plan when I come here, but it always end up being a vibe. It's a vibe all the time. Vibe. I ain't doing no videos on Krishan and them. I'm not doing it. But yeah, so I'm gonna see y'all later. Thank y'all for talking to me. Thank y'all for always being here. And toodaloo.